Hi guys, let's talk about how you're going to make your first $100,000 in Bitcoin and how that is something which a lot of people want and something that is very, very attainable this bull run if you know how to play your cards right, you prepare yourself, and most importantly are in the right coins. But before I jump into that, I just need to say a quick disclaimer here, guys. Please read this with care. This video is not financial advice. Crypto is volatile and highly risky. No results are guaranteed. This content is for experienced users only, and there's a full legal disclaimer in the description below. So 100k is a big milestone for any investor, and it's certainly something that, like I mentioned, is very, very doable in crypto. For me, 100k would be unbelievable. I've been in crypto for quite a while now. I've been DCA into a lot of different altcoins, and 100k is something which I would like to achieve myself. As a lot of you know, I've been buying a lot of ADA, Solana, and I've been holding these bags for quite a few years now, hoping that we can get closer to that 100k mark. So I think now the reality is, guys, that it's very, very difficult to make a significant amount of money from Bitcoin and Ethereum this cycle, and that is primarily due to the market cap. So we can see at the moment, Bitcoin's sitting at 2.3 trillion and Ethereum's at 545 million. So these are massive, massive market caps. Like we've mentioned before in previous videos, that market cap, if you don't already know, is the total value of a cryptocurrency found by multiplying its current price by the number of coins in circulation. And this kind of helps you to understand the size and importance of a cryptocurrency in the market. But I would just say personally that it's the total amount of money that a project is worth in the market. So when we're looking at coins such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's like, right, well, in order for Bitcoin to double, we need 2.3 trillion to flow into it. So that is a ridiculous amount of money just for it to double, right? And the same with Ethereum at the moment. We need 545 million of additional liquidity to flow into it in order for it to double, which is why when we look further and further down on the kind of large caps here, we look at the ADAs, the 34 million, and we look at the Solanas at 104. The ability for it to double here is a lot easier than it is for these coins up here, the Bitcoins and Ethereum, because of how large the market cap is, right? So essentially, what this does mean for the smaller investor, in order to get to the 100k, I would pretty much rule out Bitcoin at this point. Ethereum is questionable now because of the kind of diminishing returns that it's at, because it's currently sitting at $4,500. A lot of people are talking about 10k as being a kind of decent target for Ethereum. I think that is now quite tricky for us to make a lot of money from the current standpoints. We'll see a lot of things online, especially Michael Saylor, and to some degree he's not incorrect. Bitcoin is amazing and you can still make a lot of money comparatively to the stock market, but I think for the smaller investor it's definitely time to kind of go down the altcoin route instead of Bitcoin, but you still can make some money from it. So that's all your kind of the risk tolerance that you have. So this is it. So now that you know this, well, how can we actually make the first 100k? Like, how is that even possible? So what we need to do, in my opinion, is start loading up the bags with some of the large caps. Like I mentioned, the ADA, the Solana. These coins have unbelievable fundamentals, massive communities, massive DeFi, institutional adoption. We're seeing ETFs again from ADA and Solana. Grayscale have just filed one for ADA, and Solana has had multiple for a while now. So all these coins have continued to develop during the bear market and have amazing fundamentals with a lot of potential. Once you've filled up primarily your large caps here, guys, you then want to go into your safer altcoins, which can have the higher potential to outperform the Solanas and ADAs. Large cap coins are generally safer, but because they're bigger. But then when we go down to the sum of the other altcoins, we're looking at the HBAR, the SUI, AVAX, XLM. These coins have got an ability to move, generally speaking, because of the fact of how low the market caps are. We're looking at AVAX at 10 billion. We're looking at Hedera at 10 billion, and then as we go further down, some of the other coins in here are much lower. So it's showing you the potential for it to grow based on the market cap. And all these coins have been developing during the market. A lot of us do know about HBAR and their incredible partnerships. AVAX 2, XLM, and SUI is an amazing narrative here with SUI versus Solana. A lot of people are talking about how it's going to flip Solana, etc. But these are all really positive things that we want to see for altcoin holders. So like I said, these coins will do a lot of the strong and kind of heavy lifting for you, because these are the safer coins. Massive communities have all these positive things going for them, and this is something that's really, really important for us if we are wanting to make that first 100k with having a relatively small amount of money in comparison, right? Because we can't go down the route of Bitcoin and Ethereum now because they're too gone. So I would say the best way to go about this would be breaking down your portfolio around 90% of these large cap coins and altcoins. After that, we want to have some allocation to meme coins. A lot of you might think that meme coins, man, why are you talking about meme coins? But I think the reality of the situation is that if you can't beat them, you've got to join them. And these coins are relatively well established meme coins. With WIF is probably the most established, biggest meme coin on Solana, and then we got Brett, which is the biggest meme coin on Base, and Dog is the biggest meme coin on Bitcoin. And with some of these coins, because of the fact that we filled up 90% of our portfolio with the safer cap coins, it means that we have this ability to put more risk on the cards, right? Because we've got the last 10%, we've got all the safe coins loaded and ready, so we might as well get some allocation to meme coins, and then especially coins with big narratives, some of them on big exchanges as well, so you're unlikely to get rug pulled from any of these just purely because of how well established they are and how much time they've been around. So hopefully this has provided some value as well, and I do want to show you an important bonus here. So I want to show you how you can potentially supercharge your gains from smaller amounts of money, but I do have to mention that this is very risky, but if you can play it well, you can make a lot of money. So I've been through the chart many times before, but we all know that Bitcoin generally goes first. That's why we've seen Bitcoin surge. And then essentially the money flow then goes into Ethereum, because a lot of people are taking profits from Bitcoin and then they're trying to find another opportunity. And so Ethereum is the second safest coin. So generally speaking, and it's happened in all the previous cycles, is that Ethereum receives a large flow of money because people are taking profits from Bitcoin. Ethereum then starts to surge, which is what we've seen recently with Ethereum surpassing its previous all-time high in 2021. And then we see the money flow into large caps, like we mentioned before. And then again, the same thing happens, and then it flows into the other alts. We get the altcoin season, and then meme coins. So knowing that, what we can do at this stage is fill our large caps up as best as possible, and then potentially you can take profits from the large caps, then funnel that into coins that haven't gone, such as the meme coins, because generally speaking, these coins come later on in the cycle. So you could, say, put $100 into one of the large caps, and then you could make a 5x from that, and then funnel that into a meme coin, make 10x on it, right? Hypothetically speaking, of course, that's not going to get you the 100k, but when you scale that up and you put 1,000 in, and then you make the 5x and then the 10x, and you can do that over a few different coins, that's how you can supercharge it from a little amount of money. So cheers guys, hopefully this was useful, and yeah, have a good one.